Oscar Piastri just dropped an absolute clinic. Verstappen's season keeps on getting worse. And McLaren, yeah, they're the team to beat. Let's break down what happened in Bahrain, then talk about the preview for this weekend's Saudi Arabian GP, and what all it means for this year's 2025 Formula One season. This is Track Limits. Let's get into it. Hey folks, my name is John, the motorsports enthusiast, your motorsports friend who stays up way too late watching race replays, but it's totally fine. Today, I've got a full course double feature for you. First, gonna recap Bahrain, then I'm gonna preview the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Looking at Bahrain, it was Piastri's perfect weekend. In his 50th career start, he got pole. He got the fastest lap. He led every lap, which means he got his first career hat trick. He wasn't just fast, he was absolutely untouchable. And what does this mean? Well, this is Piastri's second win on the season, which means, could we be seeing a tilt in the McLaren camp for who they're going to put and prioritize for the Drivers' Championship? I think there's a battle brewing. Now, enough of what happened with McLaren. What happened to George? What happened to George? Well, he came home in second, but not without literally a laundry list of issues. First, his screen went out. Yeah, the little screen on his wheel, went out. Second, he was having brake issues. Third, he was having DRS issues. And with all this to say, he still finished second on soft tires, technically going longer than what anybody could really expect those softs to last. And who came in third? It was Lando Norris. He did have a 5-second penalty for a start infringement, but he still was able to get on the podium, get it to P3. If it wasn't for that penalty, he probably would have finished second right behind Piastri. Now, what about the rest of the field? Well, both Ferraris came home in 4th and 5th, Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton. You saw Max Verstappen come home in 6th, Pierre Gasly with a P7. What a run for him. Esteban Ocon in 8th. Yuki Tsunoda getting his first points there for the Red Bull in P9. And Ollie Behrman finishing in 10th. Yep, this is the second time that we have had Haas double points off of literally speed. I mean, nothing crazy really happened. They just were able to finish in the points. So Haas, great job. But not everybody finished as happy as Haas did. Looking at Max Verstappen, he had pit stop problems. The lights that would tell him when to go and when not to go were malfunctioning for him and for Yuki. He didn't really have a lot of race pace either. And that point battle, where he was second, just 1 point behind Lando, moves him now down to 3rd in the driver standings. And what about Nico Hülkenberg? I mean, just a weekend to forget. It just rough in practice, rough in qualifying. A rough race, got DQ'd because of the plank that goes on the bottom of the car, didn't meet standards, therefore he's out of here. Other than that, we saw some contact with the Williams of Carlos Sainz, and he had to retire the car, so not looking good for Carlos in that Williams. So where does this leave the championship fight? Well, like I mentioned before, Lando Norris still has the lead, even though finishing in 3rd. He has 77 points, but Piastri, though, is right behind him in 2nd with 74 points, just 3 points behind his teammate. Max Verstappen in 3rd with 69 points. George Russell in 4th with 63, and Charles Leclerc in 5th with 32. Now, when it comes to the constructors, McLaren is just running away with it. You have McLaren at 151 points in 1st, Mercedes in 2nd with 93, Red Bull in 3rd with 71, now thanks to Yuki's 2 points, and Max Verstappen's at 69. Ferrari in 4th with 57, and Haas in P5 with 20. Haas is the best of the rest at this point. So McLaren leading both the Drivers' Championship and the Constructors' Championship. I think they have a lot left to go, but watch out for the battle between Oscar and Lando as the season unfolds. Now, before we move on, I need to hand out some good vibes. It's going to be this week's Happy Hour Racing Happiest of Them All Award. If you don't know what this award is, it's every week I look at, okay, who's going to be the happiest of them all, whether it's a driver, whether it's a team, whether it is a team boss, a principal, a right rear tire changer, a right front tire changer who had the gun going in the wrong direction on Max Verstappen's stop. Obviously, he's not going to be on this list. But the happiest of them all award, I'm going to give it to Oscar Piastri again. I gave it to him in China. I'm going to give it to him in this race. I mean, his first career hat trick, he has won on his 50th start, which is amazing in Formula One to do. And seems like he's the car to beat and the guy to beat right now. He's consistent. He doesn't make mistakes. And he can drive that McLaren pretty darn well. Sounds like a papaya domination over there. And Oscar, I'm going to give you a new nickname. Oscar Perfect Weekend Piastri. I think it sounds pretty good. And that is this week's Happy Hour Racing's Happiest of Them All award. Go check out Happy Hour Racing. They're going to drop the link in the description. They have all the latest Formula One, NASCAR, IndyCar gear, race wins. They have so many cool pieces that you can get for your collection and that you can wear on every given race weekend. And since I just finished up the Happiest of them All award, that means it's the middle of the video. And if you've enjoyed the video so far, I would love for you to subscribe to ATYL Media so you don't miss any episodes of me with Track Limits or anybody else we have on this channel. We have so many great shows coming out with literally almost dozens of creators. So we are on the cusp of bringing some brand new action as well. Stay tuned. It's going to be pretty exciting. We got some things in the pipeline you don't want to miss, so hit that subscribe. Or I guess over here. Yeah, over here. Now let's talk about the Saudi Arabian GP. This track, amazing. Jeddah is one of the most, I think, sought after tracks when it comes to a driver's perspective because it has the most corners, it's extremely fast, and tight corners means for close action. So let's see what's going on this weekend. Like I said, they're racing at the Jeddah Corniche Circuit, which is 6.17 kilometers long, 50 laps in this race, 27 corners, and there are 3 DRS zones that you need to know for this weekend. DRS detection point 1 is in between turns 17 and 18. DRS detection point 2 is right before turn 22, and DRS detection point 3 is right after turn 27. Zone 1 is between turn 19 and turn 22. DRS zone 2 is between turn 25 and 27, and DRS zone 3 is right off the final corner on the front straight after 27, ending right at turn 1. Lewis Hamilton currently holds the fastest lap with a 1 minute 30.734 second lap time set back in 2021 when he should have won that 8th championship. Now, when does the race start, and what is the racing action looking like for the entire weekend? Well, I'm going to give it to you in track time as well as Eastern time, Central time, and Pacific time. Starting on Friday, April 18th at 4:30 p.m. track time, you have practice number 1, which is 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, 8:30 a.m. Central time, or 6:30 a.m. Pacific time. Practice number 2 is on Friday the 18th. That starts at 8 p.m. track time, which is 1 p.m. Eastern time, 12 p.m. Central time, or 10 a.m. Pacific time. Practice number 3 is on April 19th. That is Saturday. That starts at 4:30 p.m. track time, which is 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, 8:30 a.m. Central time, or 6:30 a.m. Pacific time. Qualifying will take place on Saturday night in Jeddah as well, starting at 8 o'clock. That'll be 1 p.m. Eastern time in the States, 12 p.m. Central time, or 10 a.m. Pacific time. Now, when does this race, the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, take place? At Jeddah. Racing starts at 8 p.m. on April 20th. That is track time, which means the race will begin at 1 p.m. Eastern time, 12 p.m. Central time, or 10 a.m. Pacific time. So pretty good start for us over here in the States. And all this action should be on ESPN. Now, when it comes to the tire compound and tire strategy, Pirelli is going to bring the C3s, the C4, and the C5s for this weekend, which is the softest set within the range. So I would expect moderate tire wear, more than likely a 2-stop race just because of the speeds and the cornering, and teams more than likely leading on a medium to hard compound race unless we have something crazy in the middle of the stint where teams may try to go soft. I don't really expect it. I think it should be a medium to hard compound race. And at the moment, we have a pair of teammates that are currently the best odd driver to win this weekend in Saudi Arabia. And you probably know the answer. It's McLaren. Both drivers, Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris, at a plus 140. That means if you bet $10, you are going to win $14. So the books are pretty confident in them. But if you go a little bit further on back, the third highest odd driver is Max Verstappen at a plus 700, and then Charles Leclerc and George Russell are both sitting at plus 1,000 each. Now, the thing here with Jeddah is that momentum is going to be key. McLaren has that at the moment. Really, Ferrari has that, and Haas has that as well. But one small mistake could completely ruin your race. That's why I'm a little bit hesitant on McLaren, specifically with Lando Norris. We've seen him make mistakes. The championship battle is very close now between teammates. Can he bounce back and bring home a victory where I think he has to be an absolute perfect race for Lando? Or are we going to see Oscar Piastri qualify and then drive off into the sunset? Very well could happen here. And that's what I want to talk about next. What are some of the biggest storylines going into this race and that can come out of this race? Number 1, if Lando Norris finishes ahead of Oscar Piastri, he will extend his lead. Now, if Piastri wins again, he takes the top spot on the championship. So this championship could flip between Oscar and Piastri, even if they finish 1-2. Piastri 1, Lando 2. Now, if Verstappen has another off day, we might see and might have full confirmation, because we've gone to a wide array of tracks, that the Red Bull dominance could be over. Now, there are some talks with Max Verstappen, and if he falls low enough in the standings, which means third or worse, or technically fourth or worse, if he falls down to fourth, currently in third right now, which means George Russell would have to finish ahead of Max Verstappen again. If that happens, there are apparently agreements and things in his contract that could actually allow him to leave. Now, this is not confirmed. I've heard rumors about this, but there could be signs that Verstappen may have a compete clause or some kind of competition clause that if he falls out of at least third in the driver's standing, he could just say bye. He could be like, you know what, I'm going to change team. Now, will that happen? I don't expect it. Red Bull's already gone through enough stuff, to say that nicely, with their drivers, but we'll see what happens. And with all that being said, you still have Mercedes, still performing very well between both drivers. Even with Kimi having an 11th place day, it's still good for a rookie. And Ferrari seems to be moving somewhat in the right direction. We actually saw a positive reaction out of Lewis Hamilton on the radio, which is rare, but that could mean that Ferrari is moving in the right direction. It's their best point day yet combined. We'll see what happens with Ferrari. And Haas, I don't know what's going on over there. They got something going on, but Ollie Behrman, keep on doing what you're doing. Esteban Ocon, keep on doing what you're doing. So, to recap the entire episode, Oscar Piastri, hat trick in Bahrain, absolutely perfect. Norris is still leading the championship fight. McLaren, clearly the team to beat. And Saudi Arabia might end up being one of the most chaotic races on the calendar. It seems like the weather should be in the favor of the drivers and the teams. It should be decent weather, so should expect good racing. Now, obviously, that all could change, but as of it looks right now, as of recording this on Monday, April the 14th, we're set for a great Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So I'm curious, who's your pick to win in Jeddah? Will Verstappen somehow pull off what he did in Japan and bounce back? Can Russell go one more position better and fix their issues when it comes to whatever the heck's going on with that car, some bad voodoo, and maybe get a win in Jeddah? Or could we see somebody like maybe Charles Leclerc? Or could we see, I don't know, Lewis Hamilton get his first win in the Ferrari? I think there are so many contenders this weekend that it really is going to come down to who can beat McLaren. Drop your predictions in the comments below. And if you haven't already, I would love for you to hit the like and also to subscribe to ATYL Media so you don't miss any other Track Limit episodes and all the other content we have going on here with all our other creators. This is Track Limits, and as always, make sure to keep it within track limits. The FIA will get you. I promise they will. No, I'm kidding. In all seriousness, thank you for watching. And stay tuned for my Saudi Arabian Grand Prix recap coming next week, because we have 1 week off until we come back to the States for the Miami Grand Prix. Ciao, my friends.